Afternoon baseball here on the show. Today we've got a good matchup in store between the St. Louis Cardinals and the Milwaukee Brewers. Brewers baseball starts right now. Corbin Burns, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, Matt, you know that fifth inning can be an awful demanding inning for a starting pitcher. It's kind of like Wednesday being the hump day during the day of the week. Every starter knows they have to go 5 innings to qualify for a win. He wasn't particularly good in his last one, taking the loss, and I'm sure he's hoping for a much better fortune in this one today.
Stepping into the box, Ozzie Smith, and we are ready for some daytime baseball. Dan, D-Row, these Brewers, as they begin play here this afternoon, it's been a slow start as they come in with just 1 win from their first 5 ball games.
Yeah, Matty V, it hasn't been a very good homestand. And D-Row, through the first 5 games of this set, 1-4, that's not going to get it done at this level.
Yeah, and have lost in a variety of ways, whether it be on some bad pitching, some mistakes in the middle of the zone, untimely defense, not swinging the bats well. They have to find a way to get this win today.
So the base is empty here with 1 away, and in steps the all-time Cardinal great Lou Brock. First offering on its way. Good pitch there, had him a little out in front. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Woody Keller.
You know, D-Row, Woody Keller's a good umpire, but at times the consistency kind of wavers a little bit. I'm not sure if you'd say he's a low ball umpire or a high ball umpire. Sometimes his zone changes.
Oh, and it eats him up a bit.
Infielders are taught from the time they hold a glove that you've got to play the ball and not let the ball play you. You can see here that this one just ate him up, and he couldn't recover in time.
Stepping in, Michael Lee. He's hitting .333 in the series, 2 for 6. Here's the first pitch to him. Pitch to the plate is a sinker for a called strike 1.
This is a tough guy to turn 2 on. It's got to be hit hard, and if you're an infielder, you've got to catch it and get rid of it quickly.
Prior to the 0-1, here's a look to first, and he'll get back in safely. And this one's in the dirt. Good job keeping it close as the count goes to 1-1. And the pitch misses low and away for ball 2.
Hasn't seen a heater yet in this at-bat. One might be coming right here.
Brock leads off first with 1 away. Throw over to the bag, just keeping him close. Now the 2-1 pitch. Started to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes, says the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. And, whoa, awfully close, but it's ball 4, according to Woody Keller.
That was a great battle right there. He tried to get him to chase, but he laid off some really tough pitches and got a walk. Got to tip the cap to the batter that time.
Digging in, Stan Musial, and he's looking to get it going. Off to a bit of a slow start this year. First pitch on its way.
Ball.
1-0 delivery. Now a ball hit sharply toward third, and that is down for extra bases, as this will get one home and maybe two. He pulls into second safely as they jump ahead with a run scoring on the play.
Definitely a solid way to start the game offensively. It always feels great to jump out to a 1-0 lead in the first inning, but now they've got a chance to really set the tone. Two more runners in scoring position that they obviously don't want to leave out there.
Stepping in now, Rogers Hornsby, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. And he's definitely off to a fast start in the early part of the season. The 0-1 pitch. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1.
Looked like he just tried to do too much with that fastball right there. He overthrew it a little bit. That's pretty much the case when you airmail a fastball like that.
Now the 1-1 pitch.
2-1.
Hey, lots of guys get too aggressive in a spot like this, but he's done a nice job of gaining some count leverage. Look for him to put the ball in play hard.
Now the 2-1 pitch.
Four foul balls in this AB. Pitcher cannot find anywhere to go to put this guy away.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. The 2-2. Got him swinging in the dirt. And he makes the throw to first. Hornsby is retired, 2 down now.
Good pitch there, and that was a nice job by his battery mate to complete the play first after the ball hit the dirt.
Stepping in, Yadier Molina, and a great chance here for the Cardinals to add on in just the first inning. Has a look, now the pitch. Here's a sinker to start him out, but he wouldn't bite. It's ball 1.
Tough situation early out on the mound, but if he could limit the damage right here, might build some confidence and get him rolling.
Rolled slowly down the third baseline, but a foul ball, 1-1. 1-1 the pitch. Too much dip on the sinker, laid off for a ball.
1 strike.
Already 24 pitches to this point in the inning. 2-2 to the Cardinals catcher.
He's got a chance to ring up back-to-back Ks here, and that would be huge in this situation.
The set and the 2-2. Back up the middle. And that's through into center field. Base hit. And both runners will score. It's now a 3-0 ball game.
Boy, talking about having ducks on the pond right there, D-Rose.
I know everybody wants to hit a home run. Those are the ones you remember. But without question, Dan, 2 out, 2 RBI knocks with runners in scoring position right there. You remember these knocks.
And that brings up Paul Goldschmidt as he will swing at the first pitch and line this one into left center, and that's going to get down for extra bases. Molina isn't stopping. Here he comes to the plate. Safe at the plate. And they lead now by 4.
One team's dream inning is another team's nightmare, right? That's their third hit of this opening inning. This one a double. That's got to have the pitcher pretty upset out there, and the manager wondering how long he's going to go on this one.
So that brings in the power-hitting middle infielder Paul DeYoung. Ball 1 to start the at-bat. The 1-0. Got him to swing on top of that one as this ball's dribbled out in front of the mound. Though in time, and they stop the bleeding as this side is retired. So they nearly bat around here as 8 men come to the plate and they push across 4 runs. On now to the bottom of inning number 1. It's the Cardinals 4. The Brewers coming to bat. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Bob Gibson, the Nebraska native, will be the starter on the mound. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, he wasn't particularly good in his last one. If you look at the line score, he only lasted 4 innings, took the loss. He'll really be hoping to turn in a much better performance in this one.
At the plate, Lorenzo Cain. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
The Brewers, the center fielder, Lorenzo Cain.
And now a pitch on the way. This is skied into short left center. Smith ranging into the outfield. He's there and records the first out.
Batting second, the third baseman, Eric Sogard.
Into the box now, Eric Sogard, as he'll get his first opportunity in this one. Pitch on the way. Now here's a slider that can't quite get back to the outside corner. It's ball 1. Dan, D-Row, we take a look at this Cardinals ball club as they enter play this afternoon. Been a fairly decent start to the year, 3-2 in their first 5.
Hey, not an easy thing to do, D-Row, to get a sweep, a 3-game sweep on the road. They've won the first 2, looking to put a bow on this one here.
Yeah, to win 3 on the road, Dan, significantly difficult in today's game. You try and take care of business at home. This would be huge for this team.
2-1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Now a ball fouled down the right field line out of play, so that'll move the count to 2-2 now. Pitch on the way. Fastball well outside. Ryan Braun waits on deck. Now the payoff pitch home. And he missed with that one. It's ball 4. A 1-out walk here in the home first.
Well, that was a slider in a 3-2 count, and it just didn't tempt him enough to get a good swing. A good job of pitch recognition and knowing the strike zone to draw the free pass there.
Into the box, Ryan Braun. First shot for him here with a runner at first now and 1 away. He's set. Here it comes. Taken, but called a strike.
Can't come out of his game plan right here. He knows he's a known sinker baller. I know it was a 4-seamer right there, but get back to that 2-seam. It's what his MO is.
Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone.
That's a good take on a fastball out of the zone. Hey, I get it. He's looking for a ball to drive, but that ball was a little bit too far up in the zone. That's one you normally pop right up.
Runners on first with 1 down. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1.
No, that's the ball.
He's having a really hard time finding his rhythm and finding the strike zone. It's going to allow this offense to keyhole him in big situations. He's got to figure it out pretty quick.
Three balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. And he misses again here. It's ball 4. And that's back-to-back walks here with 1 away.
We knew coming into this game that this guy has a tendency to give up a lot of free passes, and history repeats itself as he's already given up 2 walks here. I'll tell you, effectively wild is a pretty tough thing to be.
Now at the plate, Robin Yount. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. From the stretch.
Big spot right here. Got to find a way to get back in this ball game and scratch a run across.
Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. Here it comes, 0-2. There's a shin-high slider laid off for a ball. Tries to get him to chase the curveball away, but it breaks outside. 2-2 now.
He might have to look for a different way to put this guy away on 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times, so he might be looking for it.
From the stretch. Pitch is mishandled behind the plate, and it bounces away. And, oh, they say he beat the throw. Safe at third.
Yeah, and as we take another look at this pitch is on the outer half of the plate. The catcher doesn't know whether to backhand it or not, and it just skips off his glove for the pass ball. He'll be upset with himself about that one, no doubt.
Count still full, 3-2.
You're lucky if you get 1 pitch a night right down the middle. Cannot be late on that fastball.
Payoff pitch one more time, and that misses. Ball 4, and he's going to need to settle down in a hurry now because he's in a peck of trouble.
And with first base open, the last thing he wanted to do was give him something to hit the heart of the zone. So no harm done. Force out anywhere now.
Next for Milwaukee, Jed Jerko. He's ready for his first at-bat of this early season contest. From the stretch.
Ball.
The 1-0 home is swung on and missed, and that's strike 1. The 1-1 misses for the second ball.
It often becomes harder to hit the zone when the pressure starts to heat up.
The 2-1 home. Sent on the ground out to second. One there on to Goldschmidt, and it's in time. A double play, and the side is retired. Just what the doctor ordered. He gets the double play to get him out of the inning. More matinee baseball here on a Wednesday afternoon following this. New inning set to get underway and set to stand in as the veteran pitcher, Bob Gibson. First delivery to him on the way.
No, that's the ball.
I'm sure he's frustrated by that call. Probably could have been a strike, but at the same time, earning strikes from the umpire is a real thing. If you've been all over the place like he has, you're just not going to get much help from the umpires.
The windup and the 1-0 pitch. And the sinker is over here, and that evens things at 1. Now the 1-1 pitch. That's softly hit to right. Will that get down? Arcia will stay with it as he backs up and puts it away. 1 gone.
The batter, number 1, shortstop, Ozzie Smith.
Striding in once again, Ozzie Smith, 0 for 1 here in the early going. Here comes the first pitch. Hit softly on the ground to first. And he'll step on first himself for the out.
Now batting, the center fielder, Lou Brock.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and in steps the all-time Cardinal great Lou Brock. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Skied into straightaway right. Broxton will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Down in order go the Cardinals. They lead it 4-0. Now at the plate, Omar Narvaez. He was hitless in the shutout last night.
Lots of baseball left in this one as we're still early on, but you don't want to fall too far behind. They're already down by a bundle, and one of the things you want your leadoff guy to get on and set the table for the big boys to start driving in some runs.
And they start him out away with a cold strike. And that's in there as well. 0-2 now.
Hey, I love the aggressive nature this guy's pitching with. He's got focus. He's commanding the fastball. Really being aggressive right now. A lot different than his last start where he took a loss and seemed timid and scared to attack the zone.
Reined in. And the throw to first is in time. 1 gone.
Batting seventh, the second baseman, Orlando Arcia.
Digging in, Orlando Arcia. First pitch on its way. A ball and no strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. Now the pitch.
Ball.
Going to need to make a little bit of an adjustment with his slider release and at least tempt the hitter that it's going to be a strike.
Now the 2-1 is swung on and missed, and that's strike 2.
Hey, I'd like to see a little bit more discipline in that. You get a count in your favor and he's swinging a pitch that bad? Not good.
Too high, ball 3.
That was kind of a gift to the hitter. He's up there probably thinking of protecting on 2-2, but when you launch a ball that high out of the strike zone, it's obviously easy to take that one.
And you can tell he wanted to hold off, but he swings through the inside pitch anyway, and he becomes out number 2.
That's a pretty good pitch right there. That fastball on the inner half of the plate. You can see that he just isn't able to get those arms extended, and pretty ugly swing right there.
And that'll bring in the speedy Keon Broxton as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. Day off for him yesterday, but back out there for this one. A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
Get it ready, big boy. This guy's throwing 3 digits right here. The best way I can help the fans is 90 to 92, you can usually see seams. 92 to 95, it starts to really quicken up on you. Over 3 digits, you're seeing a white blur.
The 1-2. Hit on the ground is short. Throw in the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Milwaukee. They're down 4-0. Standing in, Michael Lee. He drew a walk his first time up.
The right fielder, Michael.
The pitch.
Lee.
Popped him up. And he'll indeed make the play in foul territory for the first out.
Every pitcher loves to get quick outs, right? How about that? 1 pitch, 1 out, a pop-up to start the inning.
Trying to pick things up where he left off, Stan Musial. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Yeah, he did a great job to go down and get that one his last at-bat. But I got to think they're going to pitch him up, maybe elevate something in the zone. Interested to see how he approaches this next AB.
Here's the pitch.
D-Rod.
Bases are empty, 1 man out.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And that misses. 2-1.
Hey, after the double at his first at-bat, looks like he's trying to pitch around this guy a little bit.
The 2-1 doesn't hit the target. It's ball 3.
Well, it's a pretty well-known fact that your batting average goes up as you get into more favorable hitters counts, and that's especially true when we're talking about this kind of hitter. Not a great spot to be in if you're the pitcher.
That gets down. He's got himself a base hit. The relay, but he'll be in there with a double.
And he obviously didn't let last night's hitless outing get to his head too much, because that's his 2nd hit of the ball game. This one a double. I'm sure he's feeling a lot better about the way he's going right now.
In now, Rogers Hornsby. And on the first pitch, he hits it in the air to right. Croxton is over just a few steps to his left as he takes it for out number 2.
The catcher, number 4, Yadier Molina.
Digging in to try it again, Yadier Molina. A couple of RBIs for him already, and a chance for more here. He's set, and the pitch. The cutter runs outside, ball 1. Swung right over the top of that one as this is a little dribbler out in front of the mound. And the throw just does beat him at the bag, so the side is retired. So it's no runs on a hit, no errors, and a man left. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. Cards lead it 4-0. So striding forward now, Corbin Burns as we move on to the bottom of inning number 3. Here's the first pitch to him. Lays off 1-0.
1 ball, no strike.
Boy, that fastball is just sizzling up there. 1-1.
You rarely see a pitcher of this quality throw one right down the middle, and man, as a hitter, probably a good chance you're not going to see that pitch again.
Lofted in the air out toward right center. Lee moves to his right and puts this one away in the alley for out number 1.
The center fielder, number 6, Lorenzo.
In now is Lorenzo Cain. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Pitch on the way.
Whew. Woo, that was some gas. Triple digits on the radar gun.
A 1-1 count to the Brewers leadoff man. One and two now as that one's fouled off. Here it comes.
Ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
One out, nobody on. Sent on the ground out to second. He's got it. And there are 2 away now.
The third baseman, number 7, Eric Sogard.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Eric Sogard. He drew a base on balls his first time up. Now here's the pitch. Sogard manning the hot corner down at third in today's game, although he's primarily considered a second baseman.
You know, this is an interesting one. I'd be interested in 2 things here. A, is he still using the glove that he uses at second base? And B, does he have enough arm strength to go over to third base? Because until you go backhand on that left side of the infield and turn and burn and throw to first, you have no idea the difference in arm strength that it takes to man that position as opposed to second.
Frozen on strike 3 for the final out of the inning. Gone in order are the Brewers. They're on the short end of a 4-0 score. All set for the start of the 4th. And next, the dangerous power threat, Paul Goldschmidt. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Well, it's been a rough one so far. 4 runs through 3 innings. It's about time to get that pitch count down or he won't be out here very long.
And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Lined hard to the left side. But this is a foul ball. The 1-2 is in off the plate.
Good fastball there. Didn't get the swing, but the guy at the plate isn't someone who chases many bad pitches.
Boy, good cutting action to that pitch as that's the first out of the inning.
Talk about blowing it by a guy. Geez, I mean, that fastball was way behind him when the swing came through the zone. I have to think he was looking for something off speed, and he just couldn't pull the trigger on that fastball.
So Paul DeYoung digs in next as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. And now pitch on the way.
Ball.
4 runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for the Redbirds. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. The pitch. And he lays off it to even the count 2-2.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
And this will miss down low in the dirt, so he's worked it full now at 3-2.
That pitch was way down on 2-2, but give the hitter some credit there. Sometimes with 2 strikes, you're more apt to expand the strike zone, but he didn't and held off on that one that wasn't even close. Well, he battled to get it to a 3-2 count, but that pitch wasn't even close. Now he's got a man on with 1 out, so he's got to focus on trying to get the ground ball.
So in now is the Cardinals pitcher, Bob Gibson. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. Showing bunt here, but he takes ball 1.
It's a great job right there to pull that one back, make the count 1-0, and get this defense on its heels a little bit. The number one thing, if you're going to be a good bunter, you have to get strikes.
And he pops up the bunt attempt. And you can't ask for much more out of a pitcher than that. The sacrifice works to perfection.
Up next for the Cardinals, the shortstop, Ozzie Smith.
And now back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Stepping in, Ozzie Smith, runner in scoring position with two gone. He's ready. Here's the first offering. In there, 0-1. Now some movement out in the Milwaukee bullpen. Both the lefty and a right-hander have begun to stretch it out. A 1 pitch on its way. This pitch is popped up. And no one will track it down. 0-2, here it comes. Line toward the alley in left center. That gets down, and the inning will continue. Throw into second. Throw to second, but he's in there. As also on the play, a run comes across to score.
Definitely aggressive approach here, down 0-2 in the count. Instead of shortening his swing and protecting the plate, he takes a big rip and is able to drive it deep for a couple of bases and an RBI.
Brent Suter answers the call from the pen here in the fourth, as they didn't get the outing they were hoping for from their starter.
Brent Suter.
So now to the plate, Lou Brock, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Ready with the 0-1. Now a swing and a ball popped in the air back behind short. Yount. He's got it, and the side is retired. Cards get one in the inning on the RBI double. Bottom of the fourth coming up. It's the Cardinals 5 and the Brewers nothing. Ready to go in the bottom of the fourth. And coming forward, the veteran outfielder, Ryan Braun. Here comes the first pitch.
Ball.
Braun is undoubtedly one of the best hitters in the sport, and it doesn't matter right-handed or left-handed pitching. He's one of the elite threats with a bat in his hands. Lays off again, and it's 2-0. Late swing on the hitter's count. Still a good count for him now, however, at 2-1. Fouled off. Here now the 2-2. Lifted in the air toward the line and right. But this will wind up being a foul ball. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to get him to swing through it, but it just ended up taking off on him.
3-2 pitch. And that misses for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk that starts the bottom of the fourth.
Well, the reason power hitters generally draw more walks than other guys is exactly what we saw right there. Pitchers work around them and nibble the corners a lot more so they don't get burned. He made some good pitches, but he just couldn't get him to chase enough out of the zone.
Ready for another chance? Robin Yount reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance. From the stretch, here's the pitch. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1-0.
Perfect time for a mound visit right here. Just give him a breather, a chance to collect himself and get back to work.
A runner at first with no outs here. Now a throw over. A dive, but he's back. The 1-0. And they'll go off speed here as this pitch misses. It's 2-1.
Boy, not exactly what you'd like as a pitcher. One of the keys is to minimize your pitches, attack the strike zone early, a lot of deep counts, and working himself into a lot of trouble.
Now a throw over to first, and he's back standing. The 2-1 is looked at for ball 3.
This situation right here reminds me of sitting on the bench talking to John Smoltz, Hall of Famer. He would always say, even though the situation looked bad, a pitcher is one pitch away from getting himself out of a tough jam.
Set. Here's the 3-1. Skied in the air to straightaway left. Musial will settle under it to make the play for the first out as the runner will have to head back to first.
The first baseman, number 5, Jed Jerko.
Digging in now for the Brewers, Jed Jerko. First things first, here's a throw over, and he'll get back in standing. He's ready. Here's the first offering. No runs, no hits. One error thus far in the game for Milwaukee. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. There's a swing and a high drive into left center field. Brock looks up. Gone into the home bullpen for a home run. So a 2-run shot to left center. First home run of the campaign for him, and it's now a 5-2 game.
Everyone in the stadium, including the guy in the mound, knew it was just a matter of time until this guy cranked one out of here. Well, that's the first one of the year, and many more are sure to follow.
Into the box now, Omar Narvaez. As he'll take a look at a high strike that time, it's 0-1. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. Here's the 0-1. Back up the middle. And that's through for a base hit. Make him 1 for 2 in this one.
As the pitching coach heads out to the mound, I think this is probably just a case of giving your guy a chance to catch his breath, pump him up a little bit, let him know that he's got it under control.
Next to bat, Orlando Arcia. And a swing from him yields a foul pop out of play to the right. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at bat. The 0-1 delivery. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
It's so hard to hit when you're behind the count 0-2, right? You have to protect for the fastball. You have to look for the soft stuff down and away. You're really at a disadvantage when you fall behind 0-2.
Into the box, Keon Broxton, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. He's 0 for 1 thus far. One 1-0 pitch on the way.
Hey, I don't mind that batter taking that strike right there. He's walked a couple people early in this game. Got to find out if he can find the zone. If he wants to walk them all in, we'll take it.
2 out with the man at first. In for strike 2.
He's looking pretty passive here, hitting with a chance to drive in a run. Gonna have to make something happen with 2 strikes now.
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Heading out towards shallow right. Lee is there, makes the catch, and the side is retired. The sights and sounds of a day at the ballpark. Oh my goodness. More matinee baseball here on a Wednesday afternoon following this. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cardinals to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. He said it was clear his guys were locked into their at-bats from the very first pitch. And that's something they emphasized in the pregame meetings. He's happy they got the message, as now they've gotten into the bullpen. And they put up some solid run production in the early part of this game.
Thank you, Heidi. Striding into the box, Michael Lee. His last at-bat didn't go his way as he popped out in foul territory.
Yeah, Matt, he's got to make an adjustment right here. His swing definitely broke down, dropped his back shoulder, and thus the result was a terrible pop-up foul.
Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2. Lee stands 5'9" as you see him in the right-handed box. He's in his rookie year here at the big league level. There's a swing and a missile sent out to center field. Kane going back. A leap at the wall, but forget it. It's gone. A home run. So it's a solo shot to dead center. Second home run early in the year as they open it up to 6-2 now.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot isn't going to be the deciding factor in a game.
At the plate now, Stan Musial, as he will take a fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. And it's 1-1 to Stan the man. Now the 1-1 pitch. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. But it bends just foul into the second deck. Base is empty here with nobody out. And this is drifting foul back into the stands. Now another 1-2.
Ball.
Man, this guy's a grinder. Fouls off good pitches and doesn't seem to swing at the ones just off the corner. This guy's a pitcher's nightmare.
Swing and a miss on the fastball, and that's the first out.
Anytime a pitcher locates a fastball on the inside corner, it's going to be a tough pitch to hit. That one was spot on, and he had no answer for it.
To the plate now, Rogers Hornsby. As he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball one. No hits to this point. Oh, and he had him guessing there, and it's a ball and a strike. Bases are empty, one man out. Had nibbled the corner there, but missed 2-1.
Looks like that bomb earlier in the inning kind of put this pitcher on the defensive. Not being very aggressive right now.
Hit on the ground out to short. And that's the second out.
Now batting, the catcher, Yadier Molina.
So stepping in, Yadier Molina. In his career versus this pitcher, he brings a 4-for-12 line. He's also hit a couple of home runs against him. Here's the first pitch to him. And this is sliced foul into the stands in right, out of play. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
No, that's too high.
Bases are empty here with two men out. Into the corner and slicing foul. And strike three called as he says, "You got to be kidding me," with the side retired. But the Cards add on just a bit courtesy of this solo home run. On to the bottom of the fifth. It's the Cardinals 6 and the Brewers 2. Back here in Milwaukee at Miller Park as we check in with Heidi Watney.
Well, Matt, during the break, I caught up with Craig Counsell, the Brewers skipper, about his lineup's performance so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. He cited the 4 walks they've earned already as evidence that his guys are waiting for the right pitch and that they're willing to let the opposition work themselves into trouble. So far, that's paying off.
Thank you, Heidi. Christian Yelich will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 22, Christian Yelich.
Ball one, taken just off the inside. And he's looking to get it going. Off to a bit of a slow start this year. Count now a ball and a strike. The 1-1 home. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike two.
Hey, that's the modern game right now. North-south. Elevate that high fastball and bury stuff in the dirt. Completely different from the east-west we came up playing.
The count now at 2-2. He pulls this one into right. And the move to the pinch hitter will not pan out as that's taken in for the first out.
Boy, sometimes they say you hit it hard, good things will happen. Well, that's not the case right there. That was a bullet that just stayed up and is caught in the outfield.
So the batting order turns over now and set to go Lorenzo Cain, 0 for 2 on his line thus far. First pitch of the at-bat. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. Taken in by Goldschmidt, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
The third baseman, number 7, Eric Sogard.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring in utility man extraordinaire Eric Sogard. First pitch coming, here it is. Fouled away. The windup and the 0-1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. 2 out, nobody on. And here's a sinker that had a little bit too much dart to it there as it just about came in and nailed him.
You know, pitching isn't always about throwing strikes. Sometimes you just need to make sure your opponent isn't too comfortable up there. And that's just what he did right there. Busted an inside with good hard stuff.
Look out. Don't want to hit him there. It's full 3-2.
That's a classic piece of pitching right there. You have to back hitters away from the plate to make them a little bit uncomfortable. Now you can go inside or outside. I like that purpose pitch.
And he fouls this one off. Making him sweat out there. The 7th pitch coming up. Popped him up. And he'll lunge out of the crouch to put this one away. Good reactions there, and the inning is over. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We're through 5 here at the ballpark. St. Louis is out in front, 6-2. Alex Claudio will come on and make his 4th appearance in this campaign.
Number 58, Alex Claudio.
Now batting, Paul Goldschmidt. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Here comes the first pitch.
Ball outside.
And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball. Claudio is adjusting to the new normal as MLB now mandates that relievers reach the end of an inning or face 3 or more batters before being replaced. And for a one-time lefty specialist like this, that's a big change. 2 balls and a strike to count. To 2-2 now.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
And a full count to Paul Goldschmidt. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Man, that's one of those. How could you not swing at that one? A good take there on that pitch.
Hit out towards second. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th.
Up next for the Cardinals, the third baseman, Paul DeYoung.
In now, Paul DeYoung. First pitch on its way.
No, off the
And
plate.
a good slider here to start the at-bat, but it's ruled a ball. 1-0.
Man, that's a great take right there. Backdoor slider, just missed the outside corner. This guy must have a really good eye. Most guys swing at that pitch.
Arcia onto the grass. He tracks it down and makes the play to record the 2nd out.
Now batting, the pitcher, Bob Gibson.
Next to hit will be the pitcher, Bob Gibson, getting to hit for himself here, largely due to the big cushion he's got to work with. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Yep.
And he misses with it 1-1.
That one looked like it could easily have gone the other way. There's a big difference between 0-2 and 1-1, but now this next pitch probably becomes the biggest of the at-bat.
Grounded down the third baseline, but this will get foul. It's a ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. This should end the inning as it's sent out to second. Garcia gloves it. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. They lead it 6-2. Ready for another shot now, Ryan Braun. He'll start things out in the 6th for a lineup that really hasn't found its groove in this one.
Yeah, only 2 hits so far, Matt, and not very many hard hit balls either. We'll see if they can start making some adjustments.
Here's the first pitch to him.
No.
Hey, every ball club has that spark plug guy, and this is the guy right here. He usually ignites a lot of productive innings.
That's inside. 2-0.
It's a lot easier to hit when you're putting yourself in good hitters' counts. This guy's done a great job not swinging at pitchers' pitches, and when he's getting the ball in the zone, he's getting the barrel to it. He's been hot lately.
High in the air down the right field line. And he's going to make the catch. And he paid a big price for it, too, as he crashes headlong into the wall. Striding forward now, the Brewers cleanup hitter, Robin Yount. He flew out in his last at-bat. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes.
1 ball, no strikes.
Fly ball out to straightaway right. Long run for the right fielder. He tracks it down and makes the play to record the second out. Here's Jed Jerko now. He comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier.
Going back to that last AB, that was the express. That was an upper 90s fastball that he turned around. So I think with this guy, you might want to try to incorporate some more off-speed pitches.
0-1 the count. Now the pitch. And it's fouled away. This pitch is popped up. Goldschmidt is under it. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Milwaukee. They still trail here. It's 6-2. All set for the start of the inning, and stepping in is the veteran shortstop, Ozzie Smith.
The shortstop, Ozzie Smith.
Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Ball.
Action now in the Milwaukee bullpen as they'll have a right-hander loosen up. The 1-0. Hit on the ground to third. And that's through into left. So a leadoff single here to start the 7th.
Now batting, the center fielder, Lou Brock.
Stepping in now, Lou Brock, as he'll take a look at a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. He's running. A pitch out. The throw on the pitch out pays off as he is nailed at second base.
Wow, that's a big-time throw right there, and it's a tall task to throw him out stealing a bag, but he got rid of it quickly, and it was a good job down there applying the quick tag. They'll have to feel good about that one.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Hit down the third baseline. And that's a fair ball as this one gets by him at third. Well, it took him till the 7th, but he gets his first hit of the game here, and that'll extend his hitting streak.
Yeah, and he didn't come out of what he was trying to do all day, Dan. Kept the front shoulder tucked, kept the ice water in his veins, and didn't try and get too big. Extends the hitting streak. Nice job.
You know, D-Row, I talked to him before the game about the streak, and he said the toughest part is he hopes to get hits early in the game to take the pressure off. He had to wait to the 7th inning in this one to come through.
From the belt, the pitch. And there's a line drive base hit to left field.
Now batting, left fielder, Dan Musial.
So now to the plate, Stan Musial as he swings and grounds it toward the hole. And that's through into left field for a base hit. And they'll quickly get it in here to hold that runner at third base.
Well, I think it's safe to say the ice is melted on this guy. He had been cold coming into this game, but that being his third knock, I guarantee you my man's smiling on the inside.
Freddie Peralta is called upon to pitch, really needing that double play ball. Bases are loaded here with only one man out.
Freddie Peralta.
Standing in now, Rogers Hornsby, and it's grounded just foul down the line. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Curveball bounces, and that gets by to the backstop. And he will score from third. A daring move as he scores on what ought to be called a wild pitch.
Man, he's out there trying to throw strikes and give his guys a chance to come back and maybe win this thing, but that wild pitch and the insurance run it allows to score certainly aren't helping matters in the slightest.
Now the 1-1 pitch. Hit back toward the mound. Arcia has it, and there's out number 2. But one's all they get as the run scores.
Probably wanted more out of that at bat with runners in scoring position, but at least he does the job and brings one home. Maybe the next guy can pick up the runner at third now.
Stepping into the box, Yadier Molina. He's working on a 1-for-3 thus far. Here's the first pitch to him.
Looked like he was going to wait him out, see if he was going to come over the heart of the plate. Well, newsflash, he is, and this hitter's going to adjust his batting gloves, and he better be ready in the box.
Here comes the 0-1. Line drive to center field. In there, base hit, and that ought to get the run in from third.
I mean, that had to feel good right there, Dan. That's his third RBI of the game and extends his team's lead. They might have this one locked up.
Boy, I'd say those are always big, those add-on insurance runs. Big RBI right there for a little bit more breathing room.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now as the first pitch misses high and inside for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. The 1-0.
No.
3 runs already home here. But pulled in at the hot corner, and that ends the inning. So 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We'll move on now to the bottom half of the 7th. Get up and stretch. It's the Cardinals 9 and the Brewers 2. Into the box now, Omar Narvaez.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
First offering on its way.
Ball.
Boy, they've been just getting shut down right here. Been a while since they've even had a runner on. So I think it's time to start looking for ways to make some things happen. Drop a bunt, get up on the plate, something.
Fouled off. From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Lifted down the line in left. And this will wind up a foul ball. Fouled away. Another 1-2 delivery. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Tough to take a pitch like that right there, especially in a 1-2 count. You almost get in that auto swing mode. Great job to work the count back to even.
Just out in front of that one, still 2-2.
You know, taking you inside the mind of a batter right here, you can't get in auto swing mode. You still have to control the strike zone.
It looked like the fastball got away from him there.
You can certainly tell at bats like this one frustrate the heck out of a pitcher, but you got to find a way to stay composed and execute your plan.
Full count still.
Hey, this is a heck of a battle right here. Long AB. You know what? They find themselves still facing a starter. If they would have had some ABs like this earlier in the game, I think they get into the bullpen by this time.
A payoff pitch one more time. Is swung on and missed, strike 3.
When you're this deep into a start, it can be really exhausting and annoying when a hitter makes you work as hard as he did right there. He got the strikeout, that's great, but he's probably thinking, get that guy out of here.
Into the box now, Orlando Arcia. Lifted in the air to center field. Brock is there, 2 gone.
Now batting, right fielder, Keon Broxton.
So digging in now, Keon Broxton. He's bounced out and flown out in his first 2 plate appearances. Pitch on the way. And he fouls this one off. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. And the pitch. And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that the side is retired. Gone in order are the Brewers. They're down by a touchdown. It's 9-2. Ready to begin the 8th, and that'll give way to the third baseman, Paul DeYoung. First pitch of the at-bat. A high fastball is in there. And he lays off for ball 1. Now the 1-1 pitch.
Ball.
And a fastball, but he's losing it a bit here to 3-1 now.
You do not want to walk the 8-hole hitter. It just opens up so many options. Do we bunt him over to second with the 9-hole hitter? Do we try and play for that big rally with the top of the order coming up? This is a huge pitch. You can't allow this guy to walk.
Good contact to start out the inning. Thought he might be on base with some sort of a hit, but it hung up there too long. Just unlucky that time.
Striding in, Bob Gibson. And an opportunity here for a 4th plate appearance here this afternoon. And you have to say, he's really earned it. First pitch coming. Here it is. And that's in there for a strike. Chased a low ball there, and he's quickly down in the count 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And this is swung on and missed. 2 are quickly retired to start inning number 8.
Man, I love watching a pitcher that just rears back and blows smoke by a guy at the letters. That's the ultimate challenge pitch, and for me personally, watching hitters swing and miss, man, that's a sight of beauty.
Into the box, Ozzie Smith. And the third baseman will have a look at it, but this is back into the seats. It's been a 2-for-4 effort for him so far in the ballgame. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. Ball 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Broxton is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. Down in order go the Cardinals, but they hold a 9-2 lead. Jordan Hicks is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 12, Jordan Hicks.
Tyrone Taylor will try and get his club back into it here as he'll pinch hit to lead off the home half of the 8th. And he gets ahead 0-1. One and one.
We're playing 11. 1-1.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 pitch. Count even at 2-2. Now here it comes. And a good sinker there gets him swinging for the first out. Cardinals are into their bullpen now as there are the final numbers for their starter. It was a really nice day on the mound for him.
Matty V, really a solid performance. 7 strong innings pitched, in line for the win. Needs some help for the bullpen to close this one out.
And in to hit next is Lorenzo Cain, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike 1. And a sinker dips too low there. Into the dirt, in fact. Cardinals get the bullpen started here as a right-hander's up and warming. And he couldn't pull that one back as he clearly broke the plane of the plate, and that'll be ruled a strike. And he'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. This is line to left. But this will hang up just long enough to be run down in shallow left for a tough second out. Here's Eric Sogard. He's 0 for 2 thus far in this one. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And that misses low and away. Ball 1.
1 ball, no strike.
The 1-0 home.
Hey, that pitch right there caught entirely too much of the plate. Curveball that rolled over the heart of the plate. He's got to pull the trigger on that one.
The 1-1 home. And it's to 2-2 now with the bases empty and 2 gone here in the inning. Nearly got the inside, but ruled a ball.
Count is full.
He loses him on ball 4.
The left fielder, number 8, Ryan.
Stepping up now, Ryan Braun. Here's the first pitch to him. Inside with the fastball. It's 1-0. A runner on first with 2 away. And I believe he broke the plane of the plate there. He most certainly did. It's a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Slow little grounder left side. And as it turns out, the 2-out walk doesn't come around to haunt him as that ends the inning. Brewers strand 1. They're down by a touchdown. It's 9-2. Corey Knebel enters now in a mop-up role as he'll try to keep the deficit right where it is.
46, Corey Knebel.
All set to start the 9th in this one. And next will be a speed threat in the form of outfielder Lou Brock. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Late decision to swing that time, and as a result, it's 0-2.
2 mid-90s fastballs right there that he doesn't seem to think he can catch up to. I wouldn't be shocked if he came right at him again with another good one.
And now a pitch on the way. Hit down the line at first, but this will wind up foul. Still 0-2. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. And the knuckle curve freezes him as he becomes out number 1.
Not a lot of guys throw that knuckle curve, but some guys have a lot of success with it. Some say it has more bite than the traditional curveball, but I think it's more of a feel thing. It just works for certain pitchers, and it worked right there.
At the plate, Michael Lee, as he will take a look at strike 1 on a fastball right down the pipe. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. And now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Sharply hit ball back up the middle. So he'll add 1 to his total as that falls in. He's got 3 hits in this one.
Dan, right here you see a situation where no doubles defense comes back to bite you. As a pitcher, were you even aware when guys are playing a foot off the track?
I'll be honest with you, Dero. You're so concerned about on the mound trying to get that white ball to that dark brown or black glove that I never really ever turned around to even notice where they were playing. I was concerned about getting the guy out swinging the bat.
Stepping in now, Stan Musial. Strike 1 to start the at-bat. A ball and a strike. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one. Three and 1 to the Cardinals left fielder.
I love the approach out on the mound. Everything's down in the zone as it should be, but now you find yourself in a 3-1 count. Do you elevate a little bit more and get back in this zone, or do you just pitch around him?
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. And he lays off here. A nice job. It's ball 4. First and second now with 1 away.
Now batting, the second baseman, Rogers.
At the plate, Rogers Hornsby struggling so far in this one and looking to erase his 0-for-4 ball game right here. First pitch of the at-bat. That one doesn't even sniff the zone, missing very high. Runners are at first and second with 1 away. And it's fouled away. And that one misses badly. It's ball 2.
Boy, this hole he's digging on the mound is all his doing. If you can't throw strikes, you're not going to be out there very long.
Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now a fastball inside, and he works it back to a full count now. Fouled off. The 3-2 one more time, and he misses again. Ball 4, and that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on balls.
I think he was trying to be a little too fine there, and a walk is the result. Well, the good news is he has a force at every base. The bad news, a single probably drives in a couple of runs.
Digging in now, Yadier Molina singled home a run in his last time up. First delivery to him on the way. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. Ready with the 0-1 pitch.
Ball. Playing 11, 1-1.
Outside, 2-1. From the belt, kicks and deals. On the ground is short. This could be two. The second for one. Relay to first in time, and just like that, the side is retired. A couple of walks, but no damage. More matinee baseball here on a Wednesday afternoon following this. So now it'll be the four-hole hitter, Robin Yount, starting things for his side in the ninth as they face the improbable odds of trying to come back in this one.
Yeah, not a lot of hope for them at this point. These guys know these bats still count, at least for their own stats. You can't mill in your chances as a professional.
From the stretch.
Great job by the pitcher right there, changing eye levels. We all know he's a sinker ball pitcher, but if he could throw some four-seamers up in the zone like that, it could work for him.
And he falls behind 0-2. Lifted down the line in right and back out of play. Count holds it 0-2. And the pitch.
Ball. Playing 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hit on the ground to third. Throws in time, and that's out number 1.
Now batter, the first baseman, Jed Jerko.
Here's Jed Jerko now. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Ready with the 0-1 pitch.
Ball.
Looks like he swung it underwater that time for strike 2.
He's gone to the well with that pitch 3 times in a row. I'm interested to see if he changes it up right here.
1 out, nobody on. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
You know he's probably cheating on that inside pitch after he got jammed earlier. If you're on the mound right now, you want to try to hit that outside corner, and there's a pretty good chance you'll get him to roll over something.
Grounded to short. Oh, and he overshoots his first baseman as it's over his head.
Well, that's always the danger when you've got a lead that's this big. You know there's not a lot of doubt about the outcome of the game, so you lose focus a little bit in the field. And sometimes as a player, you try to trick yourself into playing like it's a close game so you stay sharp.
Runner at second now as a result of the error, and now it'll be the catcher, Omar Narvaez. He's set. Here it comes.
No, that's a ball. 1 ball, no strike. No.
Well, both of those balls have been inside, so if I'm hitting, I'm looking for something I can get my arms extended on. Probably won't come back inside for a third time.
The 2-0 on the way.
Ball,
Too much
no.
dip on the sinker, laid off for a ball.
3-0.
Orlando Arcia will be next. He's set. Here's the 3-0. And that's in there, 3-1. Can't keep that one fair, and now the count's full. The payoff pitch home. Sent on the ground out to second. Scooped up. Throw to first will take care of him, and the Brewers are now down to their final out.
Now batting, second baseman, Orlando Arcia.
So coming to the plate, Orlando Arcia. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. Here comes the first pitch.
Ball.
Men on third with 2 down. And he fires in a strike this time to make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
Nice adjustment out on the mound. Overthrew the first one a little bit, but got on top and let that ball rip right out in front of him.
And there's ball 2 now.
2-1.
And there's a called strike 2, as now they're down to their final strike this afternoon. The Brewers down to their final strike. Rocket to third. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield. Notch 1 in the score column as a runner from third crosses the plate. That makes it a 9-3 ball game.
Dan, as a former infielder, I apologize for him. Nothing's more frustrating or upsets you more as a defender than making an error and seeing that guy come around to score.
You know what? And that's one of those cases as a pitcher, D-Row. There's not much you can do. Listen, there are physical and there are mental errors, and you just have to, as a pitcher, go ahead and look past that now and try to pick up your teammate and try to get it out any way you can.
The 1-0 home is swung on and missed. Strike 1.
1-1.
And this ball swung on and hit to center field, and this should do it. He makes the catch, and the Cardinals have come in here and finished off a 3-game sweep as this one is over. 9-3 the final tally here in this one. The Cardinals put up a 4 spot in the opening frame on the way to victory. Bob Gibson earns his first win of the season as he finishes 7 innings with only 2 hits allowed. Corbin Burns couldn't escape the 4th inning as he slapped with the loss. So that just about does it for Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, and our entire crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, make your way over to theshownation.com. Several good offensive performances in this one, but none better than the one turned in by the guy you see right there. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, no question. He was a tough out up there. Ended up collecting 3 knocks, including a home run. So without him in the lineup, I think this might have been a different story.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious St. Louis Cardinals, 9 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. They left 7 men on base. For the Brewers, 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error. They left 6 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 25 minutes. Thank you for joining us here this afternoon. And we remind you to please drive home safely.